Welcome back to the studio. Today is going to be kind of a creative catch-up. I'm going to show you what I worked on this week, which is about moving my art practice forward. And I think it's interesting, and maybe you also might find it interesting. I'll share a disappointment, and I'm going to drop some photos from the show that I'm in right now. We went to the opening last night, and I'll drop some photos in about that. And if we have time, we'll get to painting a little bit, I think. But let's talk about some stuff. I'm so glad you're here. We're sitting at my desk in my studio, and I'm going to show you some things from the desk. I have some things to open. I'm going to talk about a project and talk about what it's like to fit art in when you're in a somewhat busy season. I think that's important too. Yeah, it's been quite a week for me. For those that don't know, I am an executive director of a Main Street program, which is community and economic development in a downtown district. And in fact, this month I'm celebrating my 17th year in that position. And it's the work of my life and my heart, and I love it. But in January, this is where I am gearing up for the full year. And we celebrate two different things throughout the year. We have a month of civic love, which is in February, and then a month of civic thanks, which is in November. So I've been gearing up for the month of civic love. And so one of the projects I did, which you might not know, is that my very first background, like okay, come on. My education is I am a graphic designer, and so part of my job, because I have an incredible working board, but I am the sole staff member and I am part-time. So I kind of wear all the hats: program development, grant writing, promotion, marketing, and I do all the design and branding. So one of the projects I worked on, which I really loved, was this is the branding for this year's month of civic love. And we're doing a yarn party, so to have knitters and crocheters come out, because we want to knit or crochet baby blankets for new babies that are born in our community. So they're going to come with their project, but then we're going to talk to them about the Welcome Home project that we're doing. And then we do 4 civic soups, which is where we celebrate civic stars that have been nominated by the community, and it's a soup dinner, and it's really casual and very fun and very heartwarming. And then we are also doing the Lonely Heart Silent Reading Club, which is an afternoon of silent reading. It's like an introvert's dream. Anyway, but the design is really fun. And then we also do, I should just show you, we have everyone in the community who wants to write a love letter to our community. And so on the back of this is the template for that, and they can write their letter, and we have this great big red mailbox in front of my space downtown. And so yeah, this is sort of an interactive thing. But it's so a lot of my work, although is fine art, is a lot of design work as well. So that was this week, and that is sort of like, I've been doing so much of that. I also launched 4 other programs this week, and that had a completely different brand. I'll drop a picture in so you can see what that looked like. And so a lot of my work can be in the digital realm. And so that's also why I paint. It's why I paint and why I work in sketchbooks, is to get off the computer and to work with my hands. I think it's one of the secrets to living a happier life, is to make something with your hands. Get your hands touching something other than a plastic device. And so, yeah. Well, let me show you what's on the desk, and then I will talk to you about what I did this week to move my art practice forward. All right, on the desk, the state of the desk is this is the work that I did that I'm going to talk to you about, is in this, and that's why it's sat here, because I did this on Tuesday, and it's been sitting here. These canvases I just purchased yesterday from Target. This is their Target line. It was 8 for $10. Ann Livingston on her channel is doing spending less than $100 to do an art show. And so she had ordered hers from Blick or had gone to Joann's, which are both options for me, but I was actually going to be doing a pickup at Target, and I thought, let me see if they have canvases. So that's what these are. I've never used them. I've also, I don't think ever painted on an 8x10 size, so this will be fun. And I'm debating 2 different series. I'm debating doing my animals that look like, I'm going to pull it down so you can see it. Or let me see it. Can I pull you? Maybe I'll flip you over. Oh, yeah. My animals like that. Oh, you can see I've also made like stand-ups. But like the bear, right? I'm considering doing 8 of those larger scale, which might be kind of fun. I'm also considering taking Sandy Hester's birds class, and then just using these as the to do the work in the class. I'm considering that. I'm also thinking that maybe, I don't know. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm waiting for Ann's instructions. I have secured these, and this is where I'm going. I only have 8, Ann. I'm not going to do 10. So I would never normally use a canvas like this that's stapled on the back like this. But you know what? I have seen really beautiful, $1 million paintings that also were done like this, ages ago. And so maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I can, use less expensive canvases. I'm really interested to find out. These, by the way, say that they are acid free. It does not, it says it's stretched canvas. It does not say that they're gessoed. I haven't opened it, but when I do, I'll have to see. I probably will gesso them anyway, but that's on the desk. And then I got a package, which I actually think is from Ann Livingston. It doesn't say, but let's open it and see what we've got. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ann. Oh my gosh. 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 Okay. This is a sticker from her work, which is beautiful. If you don't know her, it's Ann Livingston Art on YouTube, and I just feel so lucky to have found her, and she's just such an amazing instructor and just thoughtful and kind and an incredible painter, just an incredible painter. So let's see, look at this little tiny glassine. Oh, it's like confetti. It's confetti. Okay, okay, I'll open it. But I'm so excited. Oh, look. It is. They're like little pieces of confetti. These will end up in my sketchbook. This is wonderful. That's so cute. So cute. And look at that little envelope that she made. I probably will not read the card, but let's open it because I'm betting it's, oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah. Oh, these are all things that she likes and admires about me. And, oh, Anne, it's just so nice. Thank you. Okay. I'm pretty sure that this is her book, and I couldn't be more excited, but let's see. She has written a book, which I am, is what I was supposed to be doing instead of creating a YouTube channel. She has now done both. She's a very impressive woman. It is, and I cannot wait to just soak this in, devour it, use it. I know that there's exercises and things to learn. It's available on her site. It's all about color. It's all about color. And she is probably one of the best researchers I know. And I love it. Thank you. What a treat. What a treat. That's fantastic. And I love that gold paper, Anne. That was amazing. That's fantastic. Oh, and what else? Something that my therapist said, again, something to put your hands in, like we talk about all the time. Like if you're feeling depressed or unsure, put your hands in something, cook something, make something, do something with your hands. Anyway, that's it. Oh, there was one other thing on my desk. And so, I got the really tiny, for Christmas, I got this origami paper. And then I tried desperately to follow directions on how to do a origami crane, which I know I knew how to do in 4th grade, but I got to this stage, and if Tracy West is watching from Life in the Wild West, I need instructions. I need a Zoom with you, a one-on-one. I need a one-on-one origami lesson on cranes, please. And maybe I need bigger origami paper. Look how tiny. I mean, just to give you an idea of the size, it's so small. Anyway, but look at that. I mean, just the print. Those Japanese origami papers are just so gorgeous. Anyway, super fun. Super fun. So I'm going to talk about this. I meet every month with 3 other creative women, 2 artists and a writer. And that is wrong. I meet with 2 writers and another artist. We've been meeting for over 3 years. And it is all about focusing on our work, our creative work, and how we want to move that forward. In that group, the 2 writers in that time period have published 2 to 3 books each. The other artist has got major commissions. Because part of my work is professional speaking, am now part of a speakers bureau and have spoken all over the country. And I started, submitting my work, my artwork professionally to galleries and shows. And I would not have done that had I not had that group. So every year in January, we do a planning session. It's all day. And what our goal for this, we chat, we talk about what we did last year, what we want to do this year. And this year, we sat with one another, or sat alone, and then came back together. And I made lists of things I could do each month for both my art practice and my speaking career. And these were things that were able to be done in 1 month's time. And so every month it'll give me an action to move my career forward. So for my art, which is what you would be interested in, there are some things I want to do. There's a gallery I want to join. There's an artist group I want to join. I want to create a series and only work in series instead of one-off paintings. I think that's important, and I want to think about what that might look like for me, what the parameters are going to be for that. I want to set up my work for sale on my website. I want to continue documenting my work. I want to rework my artist statement. Anyway, so I just went through and quickly, this took 45 minutes, quickly thought about what are the things I could do to move my art life forward, my art career forward. And I would encourage you 2 things. Find other people to do this with. Focus on your art career, that you can talk about your art careers on a monthly basis. That can be in person, that can be online. It is transformational. And then secondly, this practice, spend an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, just making lists of the things that you might possibly do. Now, I might not do all of these, but this gives me a really good start to think about what do I want to do. And then for fun, just so you know, I also brainstormed all of these ideas for YouTube for this year. And so that was really fun too. And then I read the ideas to them and they told me what really lit them up. And so you'll see some of these come to life over the year, but it was really fun to just sit there and think of all the possibilities. I think sometimes we don't give ourselves the time to do that, or we don't think it's important. And I think that the only way to move things forward is to actually focus on it, and giving yourself the space to do it. Even just a coffee date at a cafe would be enough to say, I'm actually going to take my art seriously this year, and these are the things that I want to do. And if you're having trouble brainstorming this, I'm happy to do a video that's on that process totally. Just let me know in the comments if that's something that you would want, what the questions you might ask, or how you might go about thinking about ideas, where you could look for ideas to move your career forward. Like if you're stuck and you're like, I don't even know, I think I might have some ideas on how to help you. So, I've never said on the channel, but I have run a successful art incubator for professional artists. And I was the marketing director in the past for a wholesale art show in Las Vegas. And so I have a depth of understanding of the career side of art, like how to move your art forward out in the world. The funny thing is I never wanted to do it myself. It was very easy for me to teach someone else to do it, but doing it myself is much harder because it's so vulnerable to put yourself out there. It's so vulnerable. And that's not how people see me. They see me as a, civic leader in some way. And, in my community, they didn't see me as an artist. And so it took me, really 4 years before I would show my art into the world. And so, yeah, I think that, that program was funded by Etsy that I created, and I have recently written a big NEA grant to further that work to help artists move their careers forward. It's a 10-week process, and my depth of understanding of an art career and running your art career as a business is pretty strong. I guess, and while I'm telling you, about 20 years ago, I'd say about 20 years, I was the director of an art school. And so I know the arts administration and grant writing probably more than I know about painting. But that isn't what I normally want to talk about here, because it's I don't know, the painting is what's fun. But if I'm ever talking about arts career or arts administration or, public art in any way, it's because that's also what I do. Anyway, let's talk about the disappointment, because, just feel like we should be real here. So as you know, just like I showed you that bear, I did those paintings, that set of 9 paintings for my book club to be able to submit those for a solo show. And I got the email yesterday that I did not get accepted for the solo show. And it just said, keep working. I don't know. It wasn't very constructive. I would have liked to have known more, something like, we're looking for something more sophisticated, or we're looking for something that has, I don't know what I would want, but just keep working feels very I don't know, try harder. I don't know. So, it is disappointing I'm not going to lie, to put yourself out there and then to work really hard on, I created all those products and, all those pieces, and then I photographed them and I wrote an entire proposal about it. And, it's a lot of work. It's not just I'm, here's something I have in the closet. That isn't how that came about at all. And so it is disappointing, but I also realized that now I have better documentation of who I am as an artist. And so I feel like even now that application would have been better than it was when I submitted. But yeah, it's hard to be told no. And I I realize that there might be something in the fact of making my own opportunities rather than waiting for someone to accept my proposal might be the next place for me. So instead of waiting for a gallery or an exhibition space to say, yes, we want your work here, instead, creating my own opportunities, my own exhibitions, my own thing, and seeing how that works, seeing if I can do that. Because waiting for someone to give you approval is fine, but we are in an age where it's not quite as important. It might be if that's the trajectory that you're going, but I want to do fun, exciting projects and put my work out and have people experience my work. And it might not be a fit for a lot of gallery spaces. And so, I don't know, it's something for me to think about. It's something that I'm probably going to, in this, write a little bit longer about that. Like, what would those opportunities look like? What would I do? What could I envision? What is possible? I mean, I have to say, one of the things that I've always wanted to do is to paint my paintings and then photograph them and then project them on large buildings. And so maybe that's what I do this year. Who knows? I mean, the world is a playground and you can make opportunities happen. And I just am telling myself that I too can do that for myself in my own work. So yeah, it's a disappointment, but it's okay. I mean, right? It's okay. On to something that was less disappointing. It was actually true joy. True joy. Last night, my family went with me to the gallery that had accepted my Tiger and Crow piece that my husband beautifully framed for me. And it was in an amazing spot. You walked in the gallery and then you just turned your head and it was directly on that back wall all by itself. And it was beautiful. And then, it was really lovely. And there were people there who know me in my work life who were so surprised to see my name next to the work. And that also felt really good. And to be accepted into the show felt really good. It was, very eclectic show with a lot of different work, all levels of professional artists, I think, but really a lot of people who have been in their art career for a long time. And it just felt great to be included. It felt great to have my family there. And it just, I don't know, it's just such a joy to see your work there. Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know if it'll sell. It's it's an eclectic piece, so who knows? Although I do think it would look amazing in a kid's room or in a pediatrician's office or anyone who likes vibrant art. Like, it doesn't have to be just for kids. I think that sometimes that I will pigeonhole my own work into thinking like, oh, it's just for kids, but it's really not. It's just if you have a kid spirit, it's for you. It's for you. Anyway, it just felt great. It was nice to do that after getting the rejection, right? So you win some things and you don't win other things. Some things work out, some things don't work out. And I have to remember that. I have to remember that while I'm doing this process of like being vulnerable and putting my work out. So yeah. Anyway, very, very fun. Very fun. I don't know. Maybe tell me, like, what are you doing? Are you waiting for galleries to accept your work? Are you only selling it online? Are you doing pop-up shows? Like, what are you doing to move your art career out into the world, or your art out into the world? I'm curious. Not necessarily is it selling. That's fine or not fine. It doesn't matter. What I'm curious about is, like, where are you putting it? How are you getting it out there? Are you just relying on your website? Do you use Instagram? Tell me. I'd love to know. All right, let's just work on this couch. Let's at least get that in. because I was so busy this week, I didn't paint. I barely drew anything. I just didn't have time. And that's the reality of when you are, working. You are working multiple, jobs. If other, you have other jobs, other ways of supporting yourself, that's the reality of it. So what I'm doing here is just going in with a Payne's Gray because I knew the couch is going to be Payne's Gray. And I'm doing it straight Payne's Gray, which I hope I don't regret. But yeah, let's just paint this. I'm just going to get a little bit of white to do that top part, which is like, it has like an over cushion or built-in pillows. I don't know how to explain it really, but I want to make sure that you can see that that's a little bit different. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's great. I'm going to carry a little bit of that white into the arms so that you see a little bit of distinction there as well. Just that white mixed with that Payne's Gray. Yeah, it already looks better. That already looks more toned. That looks better to me. It looks less chaotic because it was looking pretty chaotic. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm so happy. What will happen next on these is, my hope is for next week, we will be sketching in the animals and getting those trees in. I am ordering some browns. I usually make a brown, but I am like trying something new. I want to try some brown. And so I will, when it comes, we'll be able to put that in. But that's sort of what we're waiting on there. But I love it already. I mean, I love how it's looking already. I think this is going to be really fun. I think it's going to be really fun. So, whatever you're doing this week, I hope that it is filled with, if not actual art, some art planning, right? Some art planning. That's just as important in your art life. So, yeah, so good to see you. And I will see you next Sunday.